come to this happy place, welcome.
Hey everybody, welcome to my daily vlog, and today we have no camera, so we are on our iPhone. So I'm not sure how this is going to look. It's a little shaky, I'm sorry, but we have to continue our 31 Nights of Terror. And today we're going to talk about all the paranormal activity here at the Magic Kingdom. Yay. Right now we are on Pirates, and it's getting a little dark, but we're going to see if we can find the ghost of George.
His men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her clothes. The seas be ours, and by the powers where we will roam.
Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die.
Alright, so one of the rumors is if you say you don't believe in George, the ride is supposed to stop. But instead, as soon as Jules said that, we had a message on our ghost box, and it literally just said message. So I'm not sure if somebody was trying to communicate and said they had a message, but...
Or that's the message that he does exist.
Yes, so it could be one or the other. So I can't really prove it totally to be 100% true, but we do have evidence.
Never shall we die.
Alright guys, so we're about to go on the Haunted Mansion. Here's the story behind this. There was a lady that had the ashes of her 7-year-old son that died, and she wanted to spread it amongst the attraction because it was his favorite attraction. But Disney said, unfortunately, they can't do that, but they gave him some extra time so they can have a little memorial for the son while they were on the attraction. But like a lot of people, they didn't listen to the Disney staff and started to scatter the ashes all throughout the ride. Now, once Disney found out and realized, they shut down the ride, tried to clean the attraction the best they can, but obviously they missed stuff because there are reports, and I'm going to insert the picture now, of seeing a little ghost boy, like this picture right here. The guy took a picture and thought there was nothing there, and then when he got home, he realized that there was a boy looking back. And if you notice, it is a night vision camera, so there actually is no light coming out of the camera, so how did he get a picture of his boy's face that clearly? Another one is when you exit the ride, I'm saying it's the same boy because it's all centered around this 7-year-old boy that is sitting crying at the exit, and if you try to see if he needs any help, he'll either ignore you or he'll just vanish right before your eyes. So our mission is to see if we can capture him on our ghost box.
Our library is well
on. Let there be music from regions beyond. Wizards and witches, wherever you dwell, give us a hint by ringing the bell. Serpents and spiders, hail the rats, fall into the spirits, wherever they're at.
The happy horse has seen your sympathetic there is
Alright guys, so we just got off Haunted Mansion and we had a couple incidences happen.
Yeah.
But before I start that, there is an extra part I didn't tell you guys to keep an eye out for when you go on the attraction. In the ballroom section where they have all the dancing ghosts, they say that sometimes you see the kid, the little boy, running around inside that scene.
So if you happen to see an extra little, kid running around, it's probably the ghost.
So, but we didn't see anything this time. But what we did see was inside the stretch room, when they were gonna, just before they showed the hanging guy, what did they say?
They say, try to find a way out.
Then on the ghost box it said unsure.
I mean, I guess because there's no windows and no doors, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But again, as we were leaving, we got another one. We were just kind of walking right where the graveyard is, where Mr. Toad is at the end.
Yeah.
And we got a name, Hamilton. So I'm not sure if this is the boy's name or if it's anything to do with it, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to decide, but here's the ghost box so you guys can see it actually said the names. And just to conquer any doubts, the ghost box is actually picking up things at places that they say there are hauntings.
Yeah.
So if there was no hauntings, it wouldn't have picked it up. Like, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that there's more legitimacy for it because they said the places where we're getting the responses.
And we're getting the responses in those places.
In those places. So it makes it more legit. Alright guys, our next legend brings us to It's a Small World, and I'm not going to even try to explain it. I got a video that explains it for me, so check this out.
I work as a security guard at Disney World, the happiest place on earth. Typically, I wouldn't say where I work, as obviously there are some pretty strict rules about things employees can put online, but I just don't think I can tell this properly without that context. And honestly, I think this may be it for me anyway with this job. I just can't see myself working here any longer now. I've been with the company for 23 years. The first 20 years I worked in the parks, nabbing shoplifters and rounding up people who were drinking too much for the heat. Occasionally there'd be a fight to break up, but people usually just kept it pretty mild. The heat and walking was getting too much for me the last few years, so I asked to be transferred somewhere with AC, and the company moved me to one of their resorts. While the working conditions were 110% better as far as climate and comfort go, the guest issues were trickier, mainly domestics. I guess the expensive and stress of vacation got to a lot of people, and I'd be called by neighboring rooms because some mum and dad were yelling at each other. I'd try to suggest that they take a nap or go do separate activities for a bit, and that would usually calm them down. But none of that is what I'm here for. I've got to get this out there while I have time. 3 days ago, I got a call from management. Apparently, a couple of days before that, housekeeping had went into a room that should have been turned over that day. Turned over is when one guest leaves by 11 AM and the next guest checks in at around 3 PM. But all of the items belonging to the guest were still in the room. Housekeeping made a note of it and moved on. But during the next 2 days, when they entered the room, everything was still there and untouched. I went to check it out, and sure enough, there was an empty room full of luggage, clothes, snacks, some toys, everything a family would need for vacation. The manager had already looked up the previous reservation, and it was for a family, dad, mum, 2 little kids. I tried to call the phone numbers they had given, but all I got was voicemail. We were a bit stumped, so I made the call that housekeeper could clean the room and take the family's personal items to be held until we get in contact with someone. I went digging into the reservation more. The family had arrived 5 days before housekeeping discovered all of their stuff. I found that the family had paid a parking fee and their vehicle description was listed. A quick walk to the parking lot and I had easily located their vehicle. So that ruled out a car accident or them deciding to just leave all their stuff behind. Next, I saw that they had bought a dining plan. This is when a guest prepays for all their food. They're given a certain number of credits to use for meals. This family had only used 3 credits, and the last one was 2 days after they checked in. It appeared that the day they arrived, they got here late and probably just stayed on the resort. The next day, they used 2 credits at Epcot. And the second park day, they used just 1 credit at Magic Kingdom, and it was at breakfast time. Now, at Disney, we have something called magic bands. Magic bands are worn by the guests and act as a room key, park ticket, credit card, dining reservation payment, and fast pass, and many other different users. It took some work, but I was finally able to look up this family's fast pass history. The day they went to Magic Kingdom, they had breakfast at a restaurant in the park, rode a couple of rides, and then rode their last ride, which was It's a Small World. at around 11 a.m. Then, nothing. Finally, it was time to bring in someone else to do this. I called an old co-worker at Magic Kingdom and asked him to pull security footage for It's a Small World at the time they wrote it, and I made my way over there. When I got there, my friend was very confused, almost distraught looking. He showed me what he found. There's usually a camera in the direction of where the rides load and unload. The footage showed them scanning their bands to use fast passes for the ride and boarding the ride. The footage from the exit of the ride just showed the other people in the car exiting. They weren't there. Of course, we thought the worst. Maybe one of the kids had fallen out and mum and dad and the other kid just got off in the middle of the ride to help, and they all got injured or killed or stuck in machinery somewhere. So, we shut down the entire ride, middle of the damn day, turned off the ear-warm music, and turned up the lights. Me and my buddy walked that ride 3 times before we called in help. Eventually there was close to 10 cast members searching, and we didn't find shit, except for 3 cell phones and a hat. I was right stumped. I've kept digging the past couple of days, and I'm not sure who to tell what I had found next. I've called the police, and I suppose they're on the way, but the company has a way of covering up things like this, and I decided I can't live with myself if I don't put out some type of a warning. I kept digging into their reservation over the last couple of days, and today I noticed they had purchased Memory Maker. There are photographers all over the parks and cameras in a lot of the rides, and with Memory Maker, the photos are all free. They automatically get added to a guest's Disney account when the system knows their picture has been taken. And the system always knows. Everyone's whereabouts are always known with their magic bands. Well, I opened up their Memory Maker photo album, and I swear, there are 732 pictures. The first 30 or so are pretty normal. Epcot and a few rides in front of the castle. But the rest are all in It's a Small World. The rides only take 1 picture per go around. So, it appears as though this family had ridden this ride over 700 times. The first picture was pretty normal. Everyone looked happy. It was a busy day and a full car of guests. The next one is rough to look at. The car is empty except for this family, and they look so darn confused. The next 10 to 15, I can see the dad getting angry and yelling. The mum is holding onto those kids like her life depends on it, and you can see the kids getting increasingly upset and crying, and it goes on and on and on. After 50 or so, it looks like they're trying to get out. In one of the pictures, the dad is missing. In another, they're all gone. Maybe like they've bailed early in the ride and tried to walk out. But in the very next one, they're all right back in that damn car. After around 450 or so, I only see the mum and the kids. And it's just when I look closely I can see the dad. Maybe just his body now, slumped down in one of the other seats. Since about 675, there's just mum and 1 kid, another body in another seat. The mum and the kid aren't moving anymore. I think them 2 are still alive, just damn near catatonic, looking straight ahead, pale. And I swear to God, guys, the dolls are moving or something. In some of these pictures, I can tell they aren't where they should be. I even saw one with a doll in the car with this family. I can't look anymore or I'm going to lose my lunch. I closed the album. Its file size has increased since I closed it. God, are there new pictures being added now? I see on security cameras that the local PD just arrived, so they'll take over soon. I wish I knew what the hell was going on, but I also wish this damn thing had never landed in my lap. I don't think I'll be able to update this. After I talk to the police, I think I'm going to walk out of here and never come back. I just wanted to get this out there. But Disney feeds the media some cover-up as to why a whole family vanished. They didn't vanish. I know where they are.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for our creepy vlog today about all the paranormal activity here at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Not Disneyland, because there's a lot in Disneyland, but we wanted to focus on Walt Disney World this year.
Yep.
So what you think, Jules?
It was cool, always fun, love the rides, love the ghost hunting, love Halloween. And of course, they're into One Night's Terror.
And one thing I want to say is the last story you heard always creeps Julie out. So whenever I was doing my research and I played that at night, she would get freaked out.
I get really mad.
Yeah, because she's going to sleep, and I got to do my research late at night, so it just makes it that much more spooky.
No, have to, but okay.
But with that said, guys, leave me some comments down below if you have any evidence of any paranormal activity at Disney World.
Post those things in the comments.
So we can definitely check them out, because we love checking those out. If you got a story, tell us your story so we can investigate it. And don't forget to do your duty. Make sure you enter in this month's contest, because the drawing happens at the end of the month. Let me just tell you guys what it is. Every day, hit that subscribe button, tap that like button, share this with your friends, and you'll be entered into a contest. Each day is the entry into the mystery Haunted Mansion box. So if you want your chance in it, every day is a new entry. So with that said, guys, hit that subscribe button,
tap that like button,
share this with your friends,
and we will see you tomorrow.
What do